When Epic Games decided to take on Valve's absolute monopoly over PC gaming, they didn't rely on organic growth. They launched a massive, capital-intensive assault. The strategy relied on two main weapons. First, lure in developers by offering them 88% of their sales revenue, a significant jump from the industry standard. Second, bribe players to install the storefront by giving away premium games for free weekly. During its first wave of exclusives, Epic spent $210 million on minimum guarantees, promising developers a set payout. It was an expensive gamble, resulting in a $130 million loss as the majority failed to earn back their advance. Capital can successfully purchase industry supply. You can buy exclusives and pay for users. But paying out of pocket to build a market creates an incredibly high financial burn rate. That rapid market expansion looked impressive from the outside. Inside the company, however, the balance sheets told a much more severe story. Court documents from Epic's legal battles laid bare the sheer volume of their financial leaks. In 2020 alone, the storefront operated at a staggering $273 million loss. This timeline chart traces a deep trench of negative cash flow, not expected to cross into profitability until 2027. With spending far outpacing revenue and Fortnite engagement cooling, Epic implemented a harsh $500 million cost-saving strategy to plug the hole. That correction came with a heavy human cost. Under CEO Tim Sweeney, Epic laid off roughly 1,000 employees, wiping out nearly 16% of its workforce in a single blow. Even a multi-billion-dollar war chest has a bottom. Buying a market outright is an expensive race against corporate solvency. Despite the internal bleeding, the brute force tactics accomplished something, forcing an undeniable expansion of the platform's user base and building an active developer ecosystem. The sheer volume of players installing the storefront continued to climb, surging from 295 million PC users in 2024 to an impressive 317 million by the end of 2025. This bar comparison illustrates the financial translation of that user growth. Total player spending across the platform finally broke previous records, reaching over $1.16 billion in 2025. More importantly, if we isolate third-party software, games not made by Epic, we see a 57% spike. Players spent $400 million on external titles, proving that non-Epic games were finally moving real units on the platform. To maintain this momentum, the company introduced the Epic First Run program. This opt-in initiative offered developers 100% of their net revenue for their first 6 months, securing vital platform exclusivity without requiring massive upfront cash guarantees. Epic successfully engineered the supply side of the market. They built a robust catalog simply by offering an economic proposition that developers could not refuse. But getting developers to list their games is only half the battle. The other half is the actual desktop experience of the players trying to launch them. For years, consumers heavily criticized the Epic Games Store for its severe technical debt. The software was plagued by a clunky user interface, painful navigation lag, and a distinct lack of quality-of-life features. The frustration became so loud that Epic's own general manager admitted in early 2026 that the current client software was, to put it bluntly, performing terribly. Driven by that harsh reality, Epic announced a desperate technical pivot. Slated for mid-2026, they initiated a ground-up rebuild of the store's underlying architecture, dubbed Launcher V2. This performance meter shows exactly what V2 promises to fix. The new architecture is designed to deliver boot times and system restores that are 5 to 6.5 times faster than the original launcher, drastically reducing user friction. Alongside the speed boost, the platform is finally rolling out long-overdue community standards, including user reviews, new cross-platform libraries, and game-independent parties. Concluding thought, Epic realized a harsh truth. Superior developer economics are entirely useless if the consumer software actively repels the player trying to use it. Zooming out to the broader PC gaming landscape, we have to place Epic's recent victories into the context of the digital duopoly they are trying to break. This volume comparison shows the scale of the fight. Epic's $1.16 billion in revenue sits right next to Steam's $9.8 billion footprint. Steam maintains this dominance through deep network effects. Decades of built-up user libraries, friends lists, and community hubs keep players incredibly loyal. This loyalty creates a behavior known as the free game machine effect. Millions of users log into Epic exclusively to claim the weekly free titles, but the moment they want to actually purchase premium software, they revert right back to Steam. Epic's multi-billion-dollar war confirms that a friction-free player experience anchors a platform more effectively than exclusive contracts or developer payouts ever will.